Did you see the Tucker Carlson interview on Full Send?
Yes, I saw. I didn't watch the entire thing, but I saw a few clips of it when he's talked about how much he regrets supporting the war in Iraq. That's what you're referring to. Yeah. And I believe him. I think he really means it.
I believe him too.
Sometimes there's people there's John McCain types who go or Hillary Clinton, they'll admit, okay, it was a mistake, but then they still support every subsequent war after that, and it doesn't see. Whereas Tucker is like, I'm so ashamed that I supported this. I'll never forgive myself for it, and has opposed every subsequent war after that. And I'm like, okay, I think this guy really believes it.
He's different than people want to pretend he is. First of all, the guy was a deadhead.
Yeah.
You know that? He used to follow the dead around?
Yeah.
So for sure dropped acid.
That'd be my guess.
I would. How else can you enjoy the music?
I think it's legally required that you've taken acid at least once if you're going to enjoy the Grateful Dead. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't brushed up on the statutes.
Comes alive to LSD, according to my friends who've been there and done that.
It's really interesting what the public perception of Tucker Carlson is, or particularly how polarizing he is to people that it's almost like they're describing a different person than he actually is.
Right.
I think he was the most interesting person in cable news, the most thoughtful, most intelligent. Like he was really I don't agree with him on anything. You know, on my podcast, we used to do a segment, or I had just done it so many times that we started joking about it being a segment that we called Contra Carlson, because I was just disagreeing with him. Like he had all these economic ideas that I completely disagree with. And I disagree with a lot of stuff he said, but he was like such the lone voice in really the corporate press who was completely opposed to the military industrial complex, completely opposed to big pharma and all of the COVID insanity. It was really good on speaking up about a lot of really important issues that you would think a good leftist would at least appreciate that he's good on that issue, you know? And some of them did. This is what he's the guy who's having Glenn Greenwald on his show. You know what I mean? He's the guy who's having Aaron Mattei and Jimmy Dore.
Yes.
These aren't right-wingers. Yes. He's having he's having them.
A lot of left-wingers.
And it was very interesting. He wasn't a partisan. He would be completely against the Republican Party, was viciously critical of the Republican Party, hates the Republican establishment. And even the stuff I've seen so many people be like, he bought into Trump's claims that the election was stolen. And I'm like, I don't know, dude, do you watch him? Because I watched his show, and that's actually not true. He was the guy, he took a lot of heat from right-wingers, that immediately following the election of 2020, he really aggressively called out Trump's lawyers, Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, I think was the other one, because they were making claims about the Dominion voting machines, that they flipped millions of votes. And Tucker Carlson went on his show and he goes, okay, if this is true, it's the biggest story in the history of the United States of America. So what evidence do you have? And he's like, we have reached out privately to Trump's lawyers. We've gotten nothing in return. So to be clear, they're making this claim and providing nothing to back it up. He really was like, no. Now, what he has said later is they'll pull quotes and be like, yeah, but he referred to 2020 as a scam, or something like that. And it's like, yeah, but you don't watch his show. So you don't get that, what he was saying was, yeah, the Dominion vote flipping thing is bullshit. No one's ever provided any evidence of that. But the fact that big tech and the intelligence agencies work together to undermine the Hunter Biden story to get Joe Biden across the finish line is bullshit.
That
you know
is
what
a
I mean?
scam.
And that's a scam. And that's a completely reasonable position to take. Again, it's just, look at this, dude. Don Lemon is out at CNN, right? I promise you, whoever replaces Don Lemon has the same exact views as Don Lemon and the same exact views of everybody else at CNN. And that's not true for Tucker Carlson.
Right.
There was a guy out there who would disagree with the rest of the people at his network.
Yeah.
Disagree with both political parties.
He's really designed for the internet.
I hope he goes there.
He's going to, unless they've paid him off to if I was a person in a position of power and a wild card like Tucker Carlson got released from Fox News and maybe Rumble makes a deal with him or something like that. Do you have any fucking idea how big that would be? How big his show, it could make that app. It could make that platform. I mean,
Yeah.
if Tucker Carlson goes over there, it would be worth it for them to invest a considerable amount of money. But if I was Fox News, that's the last thing I would want. So I would make sure that we have him locked up for the entire term of some contract, some no compete, and pay him off. You'd be better off just giving him the same amount of money he made when he was on the air.
Well,
than
and I
you would
wonder-
have him opposing you.
I wonder what he's already under contract for. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like there may already be some clause in his contract that says, if we leave, there's X amount of time. I don't know.
Sure.
You
They're
know,
fucking Fox News, man. They're smart.
Yeah.
They're not stupid. But it
Although-
was very shocking seeing him leave.
yes, I was surprised. Although in hindsight, one of those things where like I was surprised right away, and then like 2 days later, I'm like, how was he ever even there? Like, how would this guy was on the 8 p.m. hour at Fox News saying the CIA killed Kennedy? Like, how was that ever a real thing? You know,
Right.
like
He
it's
did
like
say that.
it's insane. He was like it. But what's crazy to me is that like so many progressives have like. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something. It's like, is this the real you, man? Have you just
Mm-hmm. Right.
been replaced with an NPC? The
Right.
8 p.m. hour at Fox News is saying the CIA killed Kennedy. That's not interesting to you?
Right.
That's not like I'm not saying you have to agree with him on everything, but like that's not that's different than Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
This is a different world we're living in now.
Yes.
Like this is something that yeah, it just seems like kind of surreal now looking back at it almost, but Bill O'Reilly did leave and he went and started a podcast or something, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got something, I think.
The problem is his average viewer was like 86 years
Yeah,
old. And
they're on
like,
the border.
A podcast now?
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah. Getting them to download an app. Good luck.
Like, you're like, I'm going to have to call my grandson.
Where is it? And how does it work? I need to be angry.
This is just talking to like my like in-laws about like scanning a document or something like that.
Yeah.
I know, let
Good
alone
luck.
telling them how to download an app and listen to a podcast. I don't know. That
Try to
might be
talk your
trouble.
mom through one of those things. Yeah.
But but it is. I do think it's very interesting. I'm very interested to see what his next move is.
It's got to be the internet. You'd be crazy to do anything other.
Well, there's nothing else. I mean, he's not going to CNN. He's not going
Yeah.
back to CNN or back to MSNBC. By the way, he used to be on both of those networks.
I know.
But he
Isn't that
got a lot
wild?
better since he was on those networks, and they got a lot worse.
Yeah, it was a different time when he was on those networks. I mean, there was a video that was just released. Who's he interviewing? Is he interviewing Britney Spears, I think? Like from 20 years ago. It's like you're watching this young Tucker Carlson with a bow tie on CNN. You're like, wow, this
Yeah.
is kind of crazy.